AI is changing fast, and DeepSeek R1 is at the center of it. This new model from China is making headlines by rivaling top AI companies like OpenAI and Google on a budget of under $6 million. Some call it a Sputnik moment for tech. Is this just hype or a real game changer? If you care about AI's future, you won't want to miss this. Subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated. What is DeepSeek R1? Let's start by answering the basic question. What exactly is DeepSeek R1? At its core, DeepSeek R1 is an open-source language model, similar to models like GPT-4 or Meta's Llama. But unlike those massive resource-hungry models, DeepSeek R1 has been built to be lightweight, efficient, and cost-effective. To put it into perspective, most top-of-the-line AI models require massive computing power. We're talking about hundreds of GPUs, huge data centers, and billions of dollars in investment to train a model with the same level of sophistication. DeepSeek R1, however, achieved comparable performance while reportedly running on far less expensive hardware, under $6 million. And here's the real kicker, it didn't even use the latest NVIDIA chips. That's like building a high-performance car, but without using any of the premium parts that you'd typically rely on. It's a bit like putting together a Ferrari using spare parts from Chevy, but it runs just as well as the real thing. That's a big deal. So how did DeepSeek R1 manage to achieve so much with so little? The answer lies in a technique called distillation. Most AI models, especially the ones with massive parameters like GPT-4, require enormous amounts of training data and compute power. These models are like giant sponges soaking up information, hundreds of billions of parameters, learning everything from language to problem solving, and they need terabytes of data and a massive infrastructure to function. But DeepSeek R1 doesn't replicate that massive computational power. Instead, it distills the knowledge of larger models into a smaller, more efficient form. Think of it like a master craftsman teaching an apprentice. The apprentice doesn't need to know everything the master knows, just enough to do the job well. DeepSeek R1 takes this idea to an extreme. It uses larger foundational models like OpenAI's GPT-4 or Meta's Llama to guide its learning. By training the smaller model to mimic the outputs of these larger models, without needing to store all the raw data itself, it can perform similarly well without requiring a massive data center. This process allows DeepSeek R1 to be smaller, faster, and more affordable, but still capable of performing tasks like answering questions, generating text, and understanding context. What makes DeepSeek R1 different? One of the things that really sets DeepSeek R1 apart is its open-source nature. This is not a proprietary model controlled by a single company. Instead, anyone can access it, experiment with it, and build on top of it. This level of transparency is a game changer. Most large AI models are black boxes. Developers don't know exactly what's happening under the hood, and biases or errors in the training data can go unnoticed. But with DeepSeek R1, because the model is open source, the training data, the architecture, and even the weights are all available for scrutiny. This is huge for developers and researchers because they can look into the system, identify potential biases, and even improve upon the model. In fact, one early test of DeepSeek R1 involved asking it about the Tiananmen Square protests. The model not only gave a correct answer, but also acknowledged the censorship issues surrounding the event, which is something that might not show up in the Chinese version of the model. This transparency also means that if there are issues, whether it's bias, censorship, or inaccuracy, they can be identified and corrected. This is in stark contrast to proprietary systems, where biases or inaccuracies are harder to pinpoint. Why does DeepSeek R1 matter? Let's dive into why DeepSeek R1 is such an important development. There are a few key reasons. Reason 1. Democratization of AI. DeepSeek R1 is low-cost and open source, which makes it far more accessible than other top-tier AI models. Instead of requiring massive infrastructure, businesses and individuals can run these models on much more affordable hardware. Imagine running an AI model like GPT-4 on a laptop or desktop. That's exactly what's possible with DeepSeek R1. And this is a big deal because it lowers the barrier to entry for AI development. Smaller companies, independent researchers, and even hobbyists now have access to AI technology that was previously the domain of tech giants. Instead of needing millions of dollars or a data center to experiment with AI, you can do it from your personal setup. Reason 2, privacy and control. Another significant advantage is that DeepSeek R1 can run locally. Imagine having a personal AI assistant on your phone or in your home, but not relying on cloud-based services. With DeepSeek R1, you can have AI tools running entirely offline, giving you more control over your data and your privacy. In a world where data privacy is becoming an increasingly important issue, having local AI models means that sensitive information doesn't have to leave your device. This could revolutionize industries where data security is a top priority. Reason 3, competition with major AI players. Another aspect of DeepSeek R1 that's causing ripples in the industry is that it's a direct challenge to US AI dominance. For years, US-based companies like OpenAI and Google have been leading the AI race, but DeepSeek R1 shows that China is now a formidable competitor capable of producing cutting-edge, open-source AI models. This development will likely change the dynamics of the global AI market. For companies that rely on proprietary models like OpenAI or Google, DeepSeek R1 presents a serious challenge. In industries like research, small businesses, and even individual developers, the affordability and accessibility of an open-source model like DeepSeek R1 could drastically reduce the demand for the premium-priced proprietary models we see today. Challenges and limitations. Of course, there are some downsides to DeepSeek R1. While it's incredibly efficient and cost-effective, it doesn't have the depth or specialized capabilities of larger models like GPT-4. Smaller models like DeepSeek R1 are often more prone to hallucinations, meaning they might confidently provide incorrect information. And because they rely on larger models for training, any biases or flaws in those models can carry over into DeepSeek R1. But despite these challenges, DeepSeek R1 still offers a viable alternative for many use cases, especially when affordability and efficiency are a priority. The future of AI, what's next? Looking ahead, DeepSeek R1 signals a shift in the AI landscape. It shows that innovation doesn't always have to come from the biggest companies, and it opens the door for smaller players to make an impact. As AI becomes more accessible and more affordable, we could see a democratization of AI technology that leads to new applications, new industries, and a more diverse AI ecosystem. We're also likely to see more open source models emerge as developers look for alternatives to the subscription-based and cloud-dependent systems that have dominated the AI market. The future of AI could be more decentralized, with local, specialized models tailored to specific needs or industries. If DeepSeek R1 has got you thinking about the future of AI, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We're diving deep into everything you need to know about DeepSeek, its impact on the AI landscape, and how it's changing the game for developers and tech enthusiasts alike. Don't miss out on exclusive insights, updates, and more. Hit subscribe now and stay ahead of the curve with all things DeepSeek.